Hi, I'm Mayor Sandy Roberson. Free speech and personal opinions are rights that each of us have and which I fully support, even when those views are attacking me. This is one of the cornerstones of our Constitution. I want to let you know that I've been keeping up with conversations on social media regarding David Hunt's arraignment and speculation that similar issues are here at play here in Rocky Mount. I also have seen the opinions that the city support of the Black Action Committee and the desire to paint a mural in the city of Rocky Mount are a challenge for many. People are very divided, passionate, and are, in my opinion, looking for a fight. It appears to me that the battleground is based largely on perceptions that are culturally biased. So I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you to suspend your opinions for a moment, step back, and let's just review what we know. We know that David Hunt has been indicted in Mississippi involving bid rigging, bribery, in addition to other charges. We know that David Hunt has been engaged in Rocky Mount for what might seem to be a similar set of circumstances. We know that the previous council voted to engage Mr. Hunt's group to build a parking deck here in Rocky Mount. We know that the current council had some opposing votes to the same approval to engage Mr. Hunt's group. We know that our city manager has suspended the project and that the city council has voted in favor of the suspension as well. We know that the North Carolina State Treasurer has asked that our city council take internal investigative actions. The city council the other night hired respected law firm Parker Poe to review the process that led to the city working with Hunt and will likely propose changes to the bid process as we move forward. I asked publicly for a review of the city's actions to show transparency to our citizens and to build upon your trust. I am glad the city will be working with Parker Poe, and I expect the process to be more straightforward in the future. Obviously, if wrongdoing is discovered, then the authorities should do their job and bring forth charges. Now, it's important to note that my authority does not extend to the level of hiring or firing anyone in the city's organization. The mayor's function is largely ceremonial with the power to lobby, with some limited executive powers, such as declaring a state of emergency. Agencies such as the SBI or FBI are the ones that should investigate if criminality is suspected. I do not have the authority to require these agencies to do anything. And my hope is that working with Parker Poe and bringing light to the Hunt process will be the first steps to reinforce your confidence in our city officials. Trust with the citizens of Rocky Mount is critical to pushing forward with progress and economic development that as a community we desperately need. In fact, it's the singular building block for success. And I'm working to rebuild that relationship with you. Whether Hunt or another developer is chosen for the parking deck or hotel project when it's unsuspended, downtown redevelopment needs to keep moving forward. So Rocky Mount's position currently to soar. I believe that. Our city is being recognized as one of the top 20 U.S. cities for manufacturers. It is a growing tech hub with the success of QVC. It is an intermodal center for logistics and distribution along the eastern seaboard. And I want to keep that momentum going. Continued success and recognition for Rocky Mount, as with any municipality, starts with a solid written plan. This plan should incorporate all items that we need to accomplish together to go stronger and to thrive. And based on surveys conducted during my campaign, we believe that these items should include the following: a focus on improving public safety. 65% of Rocky Mount's African American population indicated that the number one concern was safety. 50% of their Caucasian neighbors agreed with the same. Number two is job creation. Our median household income is $38,000 per year, and this number is approximately $20,000 below the statewide median. We must do better. In the past, we have heard from potential employers the reasons for not choosing Rocky Mount and bringing jobs here were due to, our low educational achievement. And what that really means is that we need to improve the high school graduation rate unreliable job attendance that is most likely related to unstable transportation and child care issues, and that our political environment has been challenging at best. Housing. Affording housing has more to do with the median household income than the cost of the housing. We need good jobs that pay a good wage so that people can afford housing. We also have a shortage of good housing to offer potential employers. Fortunately, real estate developers also start to see the need and are starting to focus on Rocky Mount for investment. Education is number 4. For every child in Rocky Mount, he or she should graduate. We need to figure out how to make that happen. And until we do, our city will struggle. Any successful plan to have an accountability factor or measurable outcomes that allow the pilots, and in this case, that's the city manager and the city council, to steer the ship in the way that creates success within the confines of the defined plan. In business, we call these measures key performance indicators, or KPIs. KPIs keep everyone engaged in the success of the plan and allow our elected and appointed officials to be accountable. I believe that we should work to produce unity around a comprehensive plan for the city, with the focus on redevelopment. This plan should allow us as a community to be opportunistic when able and calculated when needed. During the first 8 months of my tenure in office, I've done a lot of research and have determined components to solutions for the following. As it relates to education, again, until every child in Rocky Mount graduates from high school, Rocky Mount will not reach its fullest potential. I've spent a great deal of time both with members of my transition team as well as other members of the community discussing education. The focus of these studies, conversations, and tours have been to discover how to best create a leveling of the playing field, primarily for African American males. This particular subset of our population has historically been left behind, and I have personally had the opportunity to visit several organizations which, through commitments from the faith community as well as private sector, they have achieved a great deal of success in positively affecting the children and graduation rates, particularly in young African American males. In fact, I believe that through this genesis of our fact-finding, we will likely have an initiative soon in Rocky Mount that embraces the Obama's Foundation, My Brother and Sister's Keeper program. In my journey, I have researched strategies that have provided technology and training to low-performing areas. I've connected with our local public education systems to understand the challenges that are confronting our community. And I encourage you to do so as well. I've donated space for children to use our Wi-Fi for virtual schooling. In short, I stand ready to serve as a champion for a program or to provide support, whichever is needed most. Regardless, we need to continue to incorporate education into a well-coordinated plan for our community that supports economic development and better job opportunities for our residents. That brings us to redevelopment of blighted areas. I, along with an advisory group, have visited several communities who have worked to eradicate blight within their cities. Housing blight has been shown to increase crime and other problems for area residents. In addition, I've engaged in an educational quest with various experts within the state of North Carolina who have had other consulting experience, legal experience, or private development experience in working with blighted communities. It should be noted that I believe that redevelopment, when used in conjunction with programs such as Opportunity Zone funds, can also create a vehicle for home ownership for individuals within these communities. Specific tools that other communities have used to eradicate blight that Rocky Mount should consider include the following: redevelopment zones, increased code enforcement, tax foreclosures, land banking, use of historic tax credits, and HUD funding, just to name a few. Regardless of the tools or the combination of tools used, the point is that we can eliminate blight and create home ownership through use of public-private partnerships that have proven successful in other communities. Let's do it together here in Rocky Mount. So anecdotally, realtors tell me that the time is now for these initiatives because we only have approximately 105 houses for sale in our community within our city limits. And the rental housing market is over 95% occupied. Yet we have approximately 300 to 400 houses that are currently boarded up. Redevelopment in blighted areas can be a place where home ownership is promoted and enabled. Gentrification is a word that we often hear, but it can be harnessed in a way that keeps ownership within the community and allows current homeowners to participate in gains in housing values. These factors should be part of any overall plan. Public safety. I've requested and am waiting for data regarding violent offenses and impact of mental health as it relates to policing within our community. Prior to COVID-19, we had established a crime task force comprised of U.S. Attorney Robert Higdon, the Nash and Edgecombe County Sheriffs, DA Robert Evans, Chief Robinson, and our city manager. These initiatives have been put on hold, but I hope to encourage everyone again soon. It is impossible to coordinate significant growth until our population feels safe and we can promote our community as a desirable and safe place to live. Leadership. Together, we should pursue any path that leads to a stronger community, no matter who leads the effort. Leadership is best described as statesmanship. Statesmanship is the practice of providing for the common good of all residents within a community. We need leadership, and we need a committed group of elected leaders who reflect and act upon the betterment for all. I believe that starts with a well-crafted community plan encompassing social justice initiatives, job development, capital growth and retention, downtown and other areas of redevelopment, a focus on the arts, stronger education initiatives, and safety in a way that promotes job creation and prosperity in an arena that all are able to participate regardless of their ethnicity, sex, sexual preference, or religion. While this is my opinion, we need to understand that politics does not require that our leaders be statespersons. So let me be clear. Even though I am the only city official elected by the entire city, the authority within the city of Rocky Mount resides with the city manager and the city council who hire or fire that position. As has been pointed out to me many times, being voted into office is the only requirement that you have for a council person. As such, you, the voter, have the ultimate power to hire and fire your leadership. And this includes members of the Council of State, your state auditor, your state treasurer, your district attorney, your governor, your council person, your mayor. If you're dissatisfied, please consider calling individuals who can create change, including those I've just listed. And please, come election day, exercise your right to vote. I want to thank you for your time. It is my honor and my pleasure to serve you as mayor.